This past Saturday, I went all in. And now, it's time for Monday Musings. Let's get started. And welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Brant Fowler, and this is another edition of Monday Musings. And what I'm referring to when I say I went all in on Saturday is AEW, All Elite Wrestling, debuted their very first pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, this past Saturday. And they promised to do something different, something unique. They wanted to take wrestling to the next level. They wanted to deliver something to the fans that they weren't getting in other products, namely WWE, but across the board, kind of, at least on that upper echelon, that next level of production and quality and all that stuff. They wanted to deliver something different for the fans, and in all honesty, they completely did. It rocked. I mean, my personal opinion, I thought it was fantastic. The card, top to bottom, including the pre-show, was just amazing. There were tons of very high caliber superstars, and a lot of them that most people have never heard of. I hadn't heard of most of them. I didn't know who a lot of them were. I don't really watch a whole lot of other companies. I've watched like a few matches from Shakara and Ring of Honor, which is hard to find on on cable sometimes. But I've watched stuff here and there. I've watched some tapes of well, I say tapes, but YouTube videos, whatever, of New Japan and things like that. But I haven't like totally invested in a lot of these indie promotions. But I was familiar, obviously, with Cody Rhodes and the Bucks and Dustin Rhodes and Jericho, and I become aware of Kenny Omega, through the Bullet Club and all that stuff. So I had kind of kept my finger on the pulse of all that, and I got invested in their story. And I was kind of really iffy about this until I watched they on their YouTube channel, All Elite Wrestling's YouTube channel, they have a video called Before the Bell, the story of All Elite Wrestling. It's about 45 minutes long, and it kind of details and chronicles the coming together of this promotion and why they did it, and all that stuff, all the moving pieces that came together to make it happen. And you learn more about like Cody Rhodes' motivation and his feelings towards leaving WWE and kind of starting this new thing, and the Young Bucks and how they have had their popularity soar even without the promotion vehicle of something as big as the WWE. It was a really interesting story. They were the first wrestlers to ever have Funkos that weren't part of the WWE, which I think was pretty amazing. And they had their products in Hot Topic and things like that they did on their own because they hustled. And I thought that was a really moving and inspirational story behind the coming together of this company. And then learning that they have a TNT deal. They're going to be on TNT in the fall, 2 hours live every week. That's like, okay, I'm not looking for this to be the new WCW or anything, but it's a pretty freaking cool thing for a wrestling fan. It's a pretty awesome time to be a wrestling fan, I think. And it was an exciting pay-per-view. Like I said, the in-ring performances were amazing. I mean, you start off with the pre-show, and you have a double amputee in this battle royal, and he does a 450 splash from the top rope. It's kind of like a springboard 450 splash. It was just really cool spots. You had some surprises come through. I don't want to. It's all over Twitter. If you didn't get to watch it, some surprise people came in. Some faces from Japan that I wasn't familiar with. Some indie people I wasn't familiar with. Some of them I was. I thought this guy MJF was a fantastic heel character. I got to see Adam Page. It was like the first time I actually saw him wrestle. I'd seen him in skits and promo shots and things like that, but it's the first time I got to see him wrestle and things like that. And then you have the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers, which was an amazing match. You had that 6-man tag team match before that, which was amazing. The women's match was fantastic. You had Awesome Kong come in. That's one of the surprises. That was pretty cool. Man, then you had Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes, and before the match, Cody destroys this throne with this cross on it that resembles Triple H's symbol on his tights and stuff, and he destroys it with a sledgehammer, and it's like, okay, they're firing shots now, and that was pretty awesome as a spectacle. And then the whole emotional match with the two brothers fighting, and man, that was just an intense match. And then you get to the main event, and you have Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho. And Chris Jericho, probably the biggest he's ever been, but probably not the best shape he's ever been. And so I'm like, can he, because he's kind of slowed down his style over the years, and I'm like, can he match with Kenny Omega? And man, they put on a clinic. They put on a great match. He was pulling stuff out. He was doing the lion salt and all this stuff, and he pulled out this new elbow move, and it was really cool. And then the surprise that happened after, spoiler, if you don't want to get spoiled, if you don't know, Jon Moxley, who you may know as Dean Ambrose, came through the crowd and beat the crap out of both of them after it was over, and that was pretty awesome. I got to see Luke Perry's son, Jungle Boy, for the first time throughout it. I love the fact that the majority, like 97%, maybe 99% of the stories were told in the ring. You knew some of the backstory. You had a couple of video packages with Cody and Dustin and Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, and maybe they showed a little bit of the Young Bucks where the Lucha Brothers came up and challenged them and stuff. But most of it was told in the ring, and you had just nonstop, complete action and very good action, and it wasn't like just spot after spot after spot. The storytelling made sense. They kind of slowed it down a little bit, because I have seen, like, the Young Bucks especially, they do a lot of spots and just not a lot of selling, but they changed it up here. I thought they were phenomenal. I thought they were all phenomenal. Everybody on this entire card was just amazing, and if you didn't get a chance to watch it, you should seek it out, see if you can catch a replay somewhere, because it was really, really good. And if you don't know anything about AEW, and you're a wrestling fan, I suggest you go check it out, because it is something special. They're doing something special, and I only see growth from here. They have, again, if you're not familiar, they have Tony Khan and the Khan family, which own the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're a billionaire company behind them, funding them. They've got the TNT TV deal. They're doing pay-per-views. They've got this promotion vehicle behind them now, and they're going to do something special. And their whole change the world thing is a little dramatic and a little cliche, but I think they are kind of they're just offering something different to wrestling and to wrestling fans, and I think that's pretty cool. And I always believe that competition breeds high value. It breeds success. It breeds what's the word I'm looking for? It just makes everyone want to rise above. It makes everyone want to put in 110%. It's like when WCW and WWE were going head to head, both companies were pulling out all stops to be the absolute best, and they had more people watching than had ever watched before. And if AEW can provide that, what no other company has been able to do, provide that level of competition that makes everybody up their games, then it's a win-win for all fans. And it's a win-win for all promotions, because more people will be watching wrestling, more people will be invested, and then everybody wins. And I think that's good, and that's great, and I hope that's what happens here. It's something that TNA/Impact had the opportunity to do at one point in time and squandered it and weren't able to capitalize on it. And AEW can do something special here, and I hope they do. And they've come off to a strong start for me personally. So those are my thoughts on AEW's Double or Nothing and AEW in general. Definitely check it out. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe and notification bell so you get updates on all the other content going up to this channel. You can also follow me at Brant Fowler on Facebook and Twitter, at Last Number Press on Instagram. Happy Memorial Day. Much love and respect to all those that have given their lives for the service of this country. And I hope everybody enjoys the day with your loved ones or whatever you choose to do with it. So until next time, thanks for watching. Be good. Bye.